From Fox 5 News, this is Good Day Atlanta at 8 a.m.
Tragedy on Emory University's campus after a woman falls from an abandoned building and dies. We are live there with the latest developments.
And a plane crash kills a NASCAR legend and several of his family members. We'll have a live report from North Carolina as investigators search for answers.
Good morning, everyone. Good Friday morning. Welcome to Good Day Atlanta at 8. I'm Buck Lanford.
And I'm Alex Whitler. It's the Friday before a very big week.
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And a very warm week.
Who knew? Who would have guessed we'd experience almost 70s in December? Let's head on over to Fox 5 Storm Team meteorologist Joanne Feldman for all the details.
Yeah, if you're dreaming of a white Christmas, you're out of luck. If you're dreaming of a warm Christmas, we're going to have you covered here. But today is the one day that's an exception to the warmth. We had, of course, this rain yesterday and last night with a cold front. That has moved out. The clouds are moving out, and we're left behind with a breezy and a chilly start to the day, but not as cold as we can be in December. We don't have any temperatures near freezing. Most of us settled into the 40s now with a kind of a minimal warm up later. It'll be a sun-filled afternoon, but breezy at times, and the afternoon temperatures will be rising through the 50s. But this being the coolest day in our forecast, we'll have to take a closer look at the numbers and how much warmer it will be by Christmas coming up in your 7-day forecast in a few minutes. Natalie?
Joanne, thank you. The downtown connector is very heavy this morning. If you're moving around that Grady curve from Langford Parkway to the Brookwood interchange, we're seeing about 26 minutes. This is a live look at Freedom Parkway. We did have a crash that cleared, so that's probably why we've got some lingering volume. The big three, those major interstates, really looking good and all about the same. Some yellow and green rides, 10 to 13 minutes on 75 from Wade Green, 400 from Old Milton, or 85 from Highway 316 down to 285. Buck?
Natalie, thank you. DeKalb County Police are investigating a shooting at a home. This was on Providence Point Way. Officers responded around 4 o'clock this morning and found one person inside who'd been shot. He was taken to the hospital. Investigators say shots may have been fired into the home from the outside.
We're staying on top of breaking news from the Emory University campus. That's where a woman died overnight after falling from an abandoned building.
This happened at the Emory Briarcliff property located near North Decatur Road. Good Day's Mark Tigner is live there. He joins us now with the latest information on a building that really is probably familiar to a lot of people.
It certainly is. This woman described as being in her late teens, early 20s, was apparently just investigating, part of a group that was sort of exploring this property, a property that has ties to the Stranger Things television show. Firefighters and police could be seen at Emory University's Briarcliff property after a woman tragically lost her life when officers say she fell off a building. It happened early Friday morning. Police think the victim was part of a group that was exploring the abandoned building, which served as the Hawkins National Laboratory in the Stranger Things TV show. No information has been released about the victim other than she's a young adult, possibly in her late teens or early 20s. Investigators aren't sure why the group wanted to explore the property, but say they had to scale a chain-link fence to get access to the vacant 5-story building. Now called Building A, it used to serve as the Georgia Mental Health Institute Psychiatric Hospital. The hospital was closed in 1997 when Emory bought it and 42 acres around the building, including a mansion that all originally belonged to Coca-Cola heir Asa Candler. In addition to Stranger Things, a number of other movies and TV shows have been shot at the location, including Vampire Diaries. We talked with a woman who was actually coming here to pick up her son. She tells us that she got a call from him. He was crying, he was upset, and he said, "Mom, come get me. I'm in a whole lot of trouble." Reporting live from DeKalb County, I'm Mark Teichner for Good Day Atlanta.
All right, Mark, thank you for that.
Well, the time is now 8:04, and a Fulton County school police officer has been taken off duty after a video showing him tasing a student. The incident happened yesterday on a bus full of kids from Langston Hughes High School. A district spokesperson didn't give any details about what led up to that tasing, citing student privacy, but called it an isolated incident.
The GBI has identified the 19-year-old who was shot by a Gwinnett County police officer. Police were called to a home. This was on Lockridge Drive. That's in Peachtree Corners. This happened yesterday for a mental health-related incident. Doctors determined Chris Richard needed to be taken to a facility, but the teen refused. Investigators say Richard pulled out a knife and walked toward an officer, refusing orders to drop the weapon. The officer shot Richard, who is now in critical condition.
The Army soldier accused of shooting 5 people at Fort Stewart over the summer will appear before a military judge today. Sergeant Cornelius Radford is charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and domestic violence. Investigators say Radford used a personal handgun to open fire on several members of his supply unit. This was back in August. 4 soldiers and a civilian were hurt. Officials at Fort Stewart haven't said what led up to that shooting.
The manhunt for the suspected Brown University shooter is over. Investigators say 48-year-old Claudio Neves Valente was found dead in Salem, New Hampshire from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He's a Portuguese national and a former Brown student. Investigators say he killed 2 students and wounded 9 others in a Brown lecture hall. This was last Saturday. They also believe he is the gunman who killed a professor at MIT 2 days after the attack at Brown.
In response, the Trump administration suspended the green card lottery program that allowed the suspect to enter the U.S. In a social media post, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announced that she's ordering the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services to suspend the diversity lottery program. This program makes up 50,000 green cards available each year. Investigators are trying to figure out what caused a plane to crash yesterday in North Carolina that killed NASCAR legend Greg Biffle and his family.
Yeah, the National Transportation Safety Board and the Federal Aviation Administration are looking through the crash site in Statesville, North Carolina today. That's about 40 miles north of Charlotte.
And that is where we find Fox's Asher Red. And Asher, what can you see from where you are?
Well, Buck and Alex, you can see a lot more today than we could yesterday. Yesterday, this whole area was under a constant blanket of cloud cover and fog. You could barely make out an outline of the plane at the end of the runway. Now, this crash killed 7 people, including NASCAR Hall of Famer Greg Biffle, his wife, and their 2 children. A Cessna 550 that belonged to Biffle crashed while attempting to land here at the Statesville Regional Airport. Now, flight records show that this plane was headed to the Bahamas, but shortly after takeoff, FlightAware, which is a flight tracking website, showed that the plane looped back around before hitting the ground. At the time of the crash, the fog around this airport limited a pilot's visibility to only 5 miles. Folks who live near this airport say it's not uncommon to see corporate jets like this flying over the small town.
During race season, we constantly have the jets flying over the house. Yeah. I guess in the back of your mind, you always know that something could happen, but you never really worry about it.
Biffle retired from NASCAR in 2016 after 19 NASCAR Cup victories, 20 Xfinity Series wins, and 17 checkered flags in the Craftsman Truck Series. He also became a champion off the track when he used his personal helicopter to deliver supplies and internet service to Hurricane Helene victims.
I've watched him since I was a kid, and he was one of my favorite drivers. And the way he drove, and he inspired us all. This event impacted everybody, and this is just it's a sad day. You know, I don't want to see what was back there.
And this airport is closed while they try to get the debris off the runway and make it safe to use again. And the airport director says that, of course, could take some time. Buck and Alex.
Asher, I was struck yesterday by all the fellow drivers and former drivers who memorialized him on social media. Almost everyone mentioned the generosity and what he was able to do to help people during Hurricane Helene. I have a question for you, though. Just like the cleanup, the investigation into what went wrong, it's going to take a while. Any idea about the timing on when we could see some preliminary reports?
The National Transportation Safety Board will likely release their preliminary report today or tomorrow, and that will give us a lot of information on what they think could have happened just by looking at this crash site at first glance. But a full investigation could take several months to complete.
All right, Asher Red live in North Carolina for us this morning. Asher, thank you. Well, developing now, the Sydney community comes together to say goodbye to a couple who confronted the Bondi Beach attacker. A funeral was held for 69-year-old Boris Gurman and his wife, 61-year-old Sophia Gurman. The couple were at Bondi Beach to celebrate their 35th wedding anniversary. Authorities believe that they were the first 2 victims.
Well, it is